Hey everyone, welcome to the Business Growth Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Maria Fontana, your favorite intuitive business consultant and growth strategist. And today I have a rock star guest on, someone who I've been following quite a long time. I admire her. She's not only a colleague and friend, but she's an amazing mentor. Let's welcome Nina Tulio. Hi, Nina. How are you?
Hello, I am so good. And I'm so excited to be here with you and your glasses because I just told you I live for them. They're pink and you look amazing. So thank you
Oh,
for
you're
having
so
me.
sweet. Thank you. Well, today I think we should really talk about, before the podcast, me and you were chit-chatting about, what does our industry need? What's going on? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself first, your magic, what you bring to the table, and why they should be listening to you. And then we'll just deep dive right in.
Sure. So I've been in the industry for 25 years. I am a former salon owner. I was a commissioned salon owner in Pennsylvania. So I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. My salon was in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I sold my salon back in 2016. My husband and I currently live in Los Angeles. And I was a stylist for 20 years, on and off. There were a lot of things that I was very fortunate to work in many facets of our business. So I was a stylist, was an owner. I worked for a chain salon. I was a salon manager. I was a district manager. I had 8 salons, 55 employees. Wow. So I've been and I was a partner in salons that we opened up in West Palm Beach, Florida area. My partners and I opened up 5 salons in 1 year. And it was, I'm so fortunate to have incredible mentors that have taught me a lot of I'd say everything of what I, know right now in this business. And I sold my business because I wanted to work more and work closely with salon owners. So my consulting business started in 2017. So I'm going on about 5 years, and it was to solely work with salon owners, commission owners, because I get it. It is hard. It is not easy. And you feel alone a lot of the time. And it's since evolved and changed where I work with a lot of suite owners, renters. I work with a lot of hairstylists. And I just work from a space of care, compassion, and love. I want to help. I want to give. I want to share, but I'm a straight shooter. I keep it real. I keep it 100. I don't sugarcoat shit. And I think that we just have to have real conversations about what it looks like in this business. So that's kind of all in all, me, long and short.
I love it. I love it. And I think that's why you and I resonate so much, because we're both very love and light compassion. We're spiritually charged. We're all about really bringing high vibe to the table, but we speak the truth. And I do curse a little bit, and that's what it is. And it's really being authentic. So, what I want to talk about, and I think this is something that I've noticed a lot lately online. I noticed you even did a little piece on it on your Instagram, and I talk about it quite often, is the negativity in the industry, the salon bashing of each other, the industry bashing, and particularly I notice a little bit of more seasoned professionals, which if you're listening, and I know you're following me and I know you're listening to me, I want you to have an open mind on this conversation Nina and I are having. I'll tell you why. The biggest barrier I feel is our mindset, our limiting mindsets and staying in that box. So let's talk about the suite business. New Jersey, I'll tell you a little secret. New Jersey just started this. This is brand new in New Jersey. So maybe I think in California and other 50 states, the state board would not let it go through. Now, mind you, I was on the state board for a few years because I wanted to see what went on behind the scenes. I was like, what is going on here? And it's shocking the owners in our area. And I know a lot of our East Coast people. So what are your thoughts on this? And let's kind of give some positive feedback that our owners can take to the table and maybe shift how they look at things, right? Nina, what are your thoughts on that?
Sure. And listen, and we talked about this before, but I shared on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago that the biggest and best thing that you can do for your business right now is be open to change. And here's what I want to say to just anyone in business, stylist owners, suite owners, it doesn't really matter, but I feel like you have to focus on your own magic. You have to focus on what you do best. You have to focus on what you can offer and how you stand out from everybody else. Because if you focus on, look, we can sit here and we can get upset about suites coming in and doing all the things, but it's here and it's been here for a very, very long time, right? If we and look, you can have your feelings, you got to live in your feelings a little bit. You have a moment, you're like, shit, right? And then you're like, okay, what can I do to elevate my own business? What can I do to create a better environment to create a better platform, to create a better culture in my own business as a commission owner to attract and keep the stylists that fit my brand and business. And
Right.
so I think we have to take the focus off of being angry with suites because they're going to be here, they're going to stay, they're not going anywhere, right?
Nope,
because if you live in
absolutely
that
not.
space, you're taking away your own light and energy from yourself and from your team and what you can do in your own business. So I think that, is it rattle you a little bit? Sure. But I always feel like, okay, let me get rattled for a minute. And then let me say, okay, what do I have to do to change the way I'm growing my business, growing my team, and continue to move forward in a way that serves me, my brand, my business, and will continue to serve my clients and then my stylists.
Right.
And that's where the shift kind of needs to take place. I think that it's also an opportunity for salon owners, because I had to do this myself a lot of times in my own business, to take a step back and self-assess and say, what am I doing really well? And where are my challenges and where are the gaps in my business? And if it is keeping stylists, let's just say that because we're on the sweet kick.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that we have to understand, and I knew this as a business owner and I sold back in 2016, so I already thought of this. We have to lose the mindset of thinking we're going to keep all of our team, all of our employees.
Right.
We're not. There's going to be a constant flux and in going and out coming source of stylists that are going to be, coming in and leaving, some sooner than others, right? We support them. We love them. We send them off with love. We hope they do well. You have to just kind of understand that if you're holding on to the fact that you're trying to keep stylists, but there isn't a growth strategy. There aren't core values. There aren't standards. There isn't a brand. There isn't a mission. There isn't something that's cohesive that will allow team members to want to stay. That's where the breakdown is. So assess the business, look at the things that you're kicking ass in, and then take a look and say, you know what? There's some gaps and holes in this area. Could be interviewing, could be growth strategies, could be compensation package, and that's just not commission. That's a whole compensation structure. Right. And see,
treat it like a corporation, right? Treat your business like a business. A lot of times as salon owners, and you know this too, we're guilty, and I've been guilty because it was a learning curve of saying, you know what, I have a hair salon. No, I don't. It's like running a corporation. When my mindset shifted of how I showed up, everything changed. And that is so true for owners. And again, it's really about stepping out of that box, right? When you're stepping out of that negativity, pity party for yourself, and really, looking at ourselves is not easy. It's not easy.
It isn't
but we
easy.
have to do it, or we stay stuck. And if you stay stuck, you don't grow, right?
Absolutely. I love that you said that, because it's a quote. I just shared it, and it's, if you stay still, you stay stuck. And a lot of times we become still by fear. And when we stay still, the fear creeps in even more. So we have to create some sort of forward movement, whether it's implementing new systems, whether it's training programs, whether it's more education for you and the team. And we have to reevaluate what's going to, of course, keep you in line with your brand and core values and mission. But it also, a lot of owners have been reaching out lately to me because they are open to change, and they're thinking, what would it look like for me to create a hybrid model? And here's where I stand on the hybrid model. And I've been saying this for years and years and years. It's very difficult to run two businesses under one roof, meaning the commission structure is one business model. The the renter model is one model. So how do we run them together where it's very cohesive, right? So kind of what has been happening a lot lately, and what I feel is a little bit on the newer spectrum, is instead of hiring in commission and then bringing in booth renters, we start the training process. So we have assistants, they start as assistants, then they convert over to stylists, and then they convert over to having their own chair, meaning they would become renters. We don't bring in renters, we convert them, and we transition them from assistants. It's like you're
subleasing. Now, I want to just remind everyone, which you guys all know, depending where you're listening to this podcast, Nina's speaking of what's based on the state board regulations of your state. Now, I'm in New Jersey. Booth rental is illegal. We do not have it. It just doesn't exist. Suites only started like a little while ago. So it depends where you are in the country. And then, of course, if you're in England or Australia, anywhere they speak English, these things you have to, of course, meld them to what works for your, regulations and your thing. So we're talking in general. So then you can tweak those to go with what works for you. We're not giving you any kind of legal advice on what you should be doing.
Right. No. Yeah. No legal advice here, as I am not an attorney, nor am I an accountant.
However, or
a doctor,
a psychologist. Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
Definitely not in that space. No, of course, it has to be legal for you to rent chairs. In Pennsylvania, right. It's also not legal at this point. Okay. However, there are some suites that have been popping up in Pennsylvania as well. Okay. So yes, in your state, if it's legal for you to rent chairs, that question has been posed to me. How do I have a hybrid model? And I've even have owners that have been commissioned forever, years and years and years. And now, instead of feeling like they're losing some of their best stylists, because listen, stylists want to grow, they want to evolve, they want to do their own thing, which is okay. They've even opened up chairs to them. We just had to tighten up the systems a lot. And then you have to communicate to your commission stylist so they understand what the difference is. That's why it's hard to run a model like that. It really is hard. Can it work? Absolutely. Because there are people in my owners group on Facebook that are doing it and they're killing it. But they have very, very, very clear systems and standards on both sides, on the renter side and then on the commission side. So again, it's just being open, of course, doing what's legal in your state, but being open to change in all ways. And it could be pricing. It could be the way that you're hiring. It could be your training. I feel like a lot of salon owners miss the mark when it comes to onboarding and training. And then we miss that key element there where stylists don't understand what the expectations are, or they don't know how because they weren't taught. So spending more time on training and mentoring is key, but just take a look at your business, take a step back, right? And
even I have to be honest, I've had on this podcast so many wonderful educators and trainers who have different businesses who actually have courses they can sell you. If that's like, again, as an owner, right? Don't you agree, Nan? If you're weak, you have to know where your weakness is. And I wouldn't say a weakness, but the gap. What do I need help with? What am I going to outsource? Like me as a business owner, I'm not going to be good at everything, because if I think I am, that business is going to fold. So maybe onboarding sucks for me. Okay. And this is true. I freaking hate onboarding people. I don't want to babysit you, but a dear friend of mine who I became friendly with, she has an unbelievable onboarding program that's aligned with what I do. It's like I hire them in corporate America now. This is the onboarding, clear expectations, no surprises. So again, it goes back to what, guys? Having an open mind and collaborating. Like Mina and I are friends, we collaborate with everyone in the industry. We're not in competition. We're here to support, collaborate, and grow because we all have our magic. So Nia, if you were to tell, salon owners who are stuck, let's talk about that. Salon owners who are really stuck in a place of fear. And we've had a freaking crazy year. There's been a lot of shit. There's been a lot of turmoil, of course. What are your top 3 things you think they should be focusing on to really catapult and get them to where they need to be?
So yeah, the fear is real. This year has been incredibly, it's been so tough for everyone. And honestly, it's been really hard. I've had some tough conversations with some salon owners, and my heart has just been, it's just aches, because it's hard already running a business. And then you add this on top of it. And I think that what it has done, though, on the positive, has allowed owners to really, it's given them the time to take a step back and say, you know what? I've been wanting to implement XYZ and I haven't had time. And now I have the time to do it. Yes. So a couple things that I would say, if you're feeling stuck, if you're allowing that fear to creep in and take over, listen, I get it. I have major anxiety, and it really, sometimes it affects me to the point where it's debilitating, so I understand how that feels, where you're like, you want to move forward, but you feel like you can't. A lot of times, and what I do and what I suggest is taking a moment. Like sometimes you just have to hit the pause button, because we go at 1,000 miles an hour all the time. And if you're going at 1,000 miles an hour, you fly by things that happen in your business. When you hit pause, it allows you to slow everything down and really look at the intricate pieces of your business and say, okay, again, like you said, Maria, this is great. And this is where my gaps are. So first and foremost, you have to hit pause. And sometimes you have to step away. Maybe you just step away for the business for 2 days. Just take a moment. Okay. Because if you're working if you're working in it, you can't see what the downfalls are in your business because you're just going. And listen, a lot of you are working owners behind the chair. I get it. I was too.
Yeah.
And so you miss a lot of things. Here's the deal. You are the only one that can actually run your business, strategize for your business, and plan for your business.
Yeah.
Your stylist can't do that. So my second key point would be to ask for help. Allow your team to help you. And like Maria said, outsource. So here's the deal. We're not accountants. This shit is just not good for us. Like a lot, I know some owners that are really, really good with numbers, but at the end of the day, that's not our strength. So find a bookkeeper that is going to keep track of your books every single month for you. Find an accountant, actually find a CPA that's going to help guide you in your financial situation moving forward. Have a good relationship with them. Allow them to help you see whether filing as an S Corp is going to be beneficial for your business or if it's not. And let them do their job so you can do what you do best. And that's marketing strategies, or maybe it's not marketing strategies. Maybe you have to hire out, right?
Yeah.
But you are the brand, you are the mastermind behind those ideas. Now you need to find the people to implement them, right?
Right.
So I also feel like, have the team help. It was very, very, very hard for me to ask my team for help a lot of the time. And it actually ended up crashing down on me there for a minute. And ask them to help you with inventory, ask them to help you with orders, ask them to help you do all of the things that day to day can be very time consuming for you. And it takes you away from growing your team, focusing and having the most, leaders see the furthest down the horizon. My mentors would tell me that all the time. As a leader, if you can't see that far down, it's because you're too close to it. So take a pause, take a moment, ask for help. And the third thing that I would say that probably is one of the most important things is understand first and foremost that you are human.
Yes.
You are human and you need a break and you need to serve self first. And I am the worst with this shit. I am going to tell you right now, I work a lot. I work 12-hour days. I grind and grind. My husband's like, what are you doing? Like, you sold your salon so you wouldn't have to work this much and you're still working this much. I purely just love what I do. And I really just love helping other people, but you do have to disconnect. And I'm learning this too. We have to take a break. And if you walk away from your business for a day, for 2 days, listen here, if you go on vacation for a week, you have to, some of the best leaders that I know, they take a walk away from their business and refresh and rejuvenate and come back. So those would be my three. That was long-winded, but those are my three.
I love that. I love that. So on a closing note, where can people connect with you? What can you, how can they have a conversation with you? And before we really wrap it up, I want to share one thing that's super important because I know your energy is amazing and you're just a beautiful soul too.
Oh,
how important, and Nina and I are both, I think, going to be really clear on this, how important it is to ask for help. Don't be afraid. Don't let fear stop you. We're humans just like you. We've just decided to add another branch of business and share our magic by creating coaching and consultancy business to help other people grow. So have a conversation with one of us or someone else or anyone you need. If you need to outsource, there's things that maybe a lot of salonists don't know about. It's called Upwork. It's called Fiverr. These are online places where you can go and find someone to help you with social media for minimum wage, or you can hire an intern, or even just have a half-hour conversation. I mean, I offer consultations. I don't know if you do, Nina. Do you offer consults?
So here's my thing. Slide into my DMs. I will answer any questions that you have. I am there. I answer every DM that comes into my inbox within 24 hours. I really try to.
Okay, good.
Yes, absolutely, for sure. That's where I live. I really live on Instagram. So please feel free to slide in, ask any questions. And it is important. There are so many resources out there that can really help you. And I think whether it's like Fiverr you mentioned is great for really looking for, you need a content writer, you need a copywriter for your website. Do you need marketing? Do you need branding tools? Do you need a new logo? Like, you can do all of that stuff. Accountants, don't go on Fiverr for an accountant. You find someone you trust. Not. However, but find an accountant and a bookkeeper that you trust. That's first. I think that's first. If you're struggling in the numbers and financial area, you have to know your numbers. Your numbers tell the story of your business. So, and nobody else can do that for you. Your stylist can't, right? So you have to take ownership of that. And I think, yeah, reach out for help. And there are so many resources. You have to find your person. You
Mhm.
know, I think it could be me, it could be Maria, it could be somebody else. Hey,
Yeah, totally.
I refer other people to other people if I don't feel that they're a fit for them, because I just want them to do well.
Yeah.
So reach out for help, understand that you are human. And the other thing too is be transparent.
Hmm. Yeah, totally.
Like
Totally.
really be transparent with your team. If you're, it's not their bag to carry, right? If the salon is struggling. However, it is okay for you to let them know that you're working on things. You are providing solutions. Like, look, I made a lot of mistakes in my business, a lot. And I've had many conversations with my team and said, listen, I let you down and I disappointed you and I'm sorry. And I am changing my shit. So let's do it together. Like, you're human, you're going to make mistakes. And I think sometimes being transparent in that way with your team can be very helpful. But yeah, slide into my DMs on Instagram at Nina Tulio. So it's just my name. And you can also check out my website too. I have a ton of free resources at ninatulio.com.
Nina, thank you so much. You're amazing. Guys, everyone, there's going to be show notes above this video, below this video, or below the podcast where you can connect with Nina and reach out to her anytime. Thank you again. And remember, guys, every day is a choice. You can choose to create abundance or you can choose to stay in a place of stress, and be freaking nice to yourselves. Nina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
loved having you. You're awesome. Have a great day.
Thank
Take
you.
care.